Chosen ones, time is running out, and God's voice is calling you to listen before it's over. This isn't just a moment. It's a divine appointment, a signal from the heavens that your life is about to shift in ways you can't yet see. You're not here by chance. You're here because the Creator has a message carved into the fabric of your soul, and it's time to hear it. The gates of destiny are creaking open, and the clock is ticking. Something monumental is coming, blessings, transformations, breakthroughs. But you must act now, align now, believe now. Stay with me, because every word is meant for you, and by the end, you'll know exactly what God is preparing you for. You feel it, don't you? That quiet pull in your heart, that whisper telling you the ordinary life you've been living is about to crack wide open. God's chosen ones. You've been through storms, betrayals, losses, moments when the world tried to dim your light, but you're still standing. That's not luck, that's divine purpose. The trials you've faced weren't meant to break you. They were forging you into something unstoppable. Think of David, a shepherd boy facing Goliath. The world saw a giant, but David saw a victory written by God's hand. You're that warrior now, staring down challenges that seem impossible, yet deep in your spirit, you know the outcome is already sealed. Your breakthrough is closer than you think, but you must listen closely. Time is short. Right now, I need you to pause and show the universe you're ready. Type 777 inches, the comments below. That number carries the energy of divine completion, a sign you're stepping into what God has for you. Don't just watch, act. Your faith is the key that unlocks the next chapter. And if this message is stirring something in you, hit that like button and subscribe to join thousands of chosen one souls walking this path together. Your action sends a signal to the heavens that you're claiming what's yours. The world is shifting, chosen ones. The clock is ticking, and God is moving pieces into place for you. You've felt stuck, haven't you? Like you're running in place, waiting for something to change. That waiting isn't wasted. Every moment of delay, every closed door, every tear you've shed, God has been using it to prepare you. Look at Joseph, sold into slavery, locked in a prison, forgotten by those he helped. Years passed, but God wasn't late. When the time came, Joseph rose from a cell to a throne in a single day. Your moment is coming too, but you can't miss the signs. God is whispering through this message. The season of waiting is ending, and the season of rising is here. Are you listening? You're not ordinary. You never were. The world might try to box you in, tell you to settle, to shrink, to accept less. But God's chosen ones don't live by the world's rules. You're marked for something greater. A life of abundance, purpose, a legacy that echoes beyond your years. Think of Esther, a young woman who could have stayed silent, blending into the crowd. But she stepped into her calling, risking everything to save her people. That's you right now. God is calling you to stand up, to speak, to act before the window closes. The opportunity is here, but it won't wait forever. Type 777 inches. The comments again declare, you're ready to walk through the door. God's opening. What's holding you back? Fear? Doubt? The voices of those who don't understand your calling? Let them go. The enemy wants you to hesitate, to question if you're worthy. But God says you're chosen, not because of your past, not because of your strength, but because His power flows through you. When Moses stood before the Red Sea, the impossible parted because he trusted God's voice over his own fears. You're at your Red Sea moment. The path ahead might look blocked, but God is about to make a way. Trust Him. Step forward. The clock is ticking, but his promises never fail. This isn't about chasing wealth or fame. It's about stepping into the fullness of who God created you to be. Abundance isn't just money. It's peace in your heart, strength in your spirit, joy that overflows. God's plan for you includes prosperity, yes, but it's so much more. It's relationships that heal, health that restores, dreams that come alive. Picture Ruth, a widow with nothing, walking into a field, not knowing it would lead to a legacy tied to the Messiah. Your steps are ordered too. Every choice you make now, every moment you trust God, is leading you to a future brighter than you can imagine. But you must move before the moment passes. Type 777 one more time in the comments. Let the heavens see your faith. This is your declaration that you're not missing what God has for you. The number 777 isn't just a symbol. It's a reminder that God's plan is complete, perfect, and unfolding right now. Don't let distractions steal this moment. Stay focused. The world is loud, but God's voice is clear. He's speaking to you, chosen one, telling you to prepare for what's coming. Hit that like button again and subscribe to stay connected with this community of believers, all moving toward their divine purpose. God's timing is perfect, but it's not endless. The window for this breakthrough is open now, but it won't stay that way forever. Think of Noah, building the ark while the world laughed. He didn't wait for the rain to start. He acted on God's word when the skies were still clear. You're in that moment now. The signs are all around you. The restlessness in your spirit, the dreams that won't fade, the feeling that something big is coming. It's not your imagination. It's God. He's aligning opportunities, people, resources, but you have to step into them. Don't wait for the perfect moment. This is the moment. Your life is a testimony waiting to be written. Every trial you've faced, every scar you carry, is part of the story God is weaving. Look at Job, who lost everything yet held fast to his faith. In the end, God restored double what was taken. Your restoration is coming too. But it starts with listening to this message, with acting on it, with trusting that God's plan is bigger than your pain. You're not defined by what you've lost. You're defined by what God is about to give you. The clock is ticking, but His promises are eternal. Will you step into them? The enemy knows your potential. That's why the attacks have been relentless. The doubts, the setbacks, the voices telling you it's too late. They're lies meant to keep you from your destiny. But God's truth is stronger. You're not just surviving, you're thriving. You're not just chosen, you're unstoppable. Think of Daniel in the lion's den. The world expected him to be devoured, but God shut the mouths of the lions. He's shutting the mouths of your enemies too. Doubt, fear, lack. Your victory is already written, but you must claim it before the time runs out. This message is your wake-up call. God is moving, and He's moving fast. The opportunities He's prepared for you, financial breakthroughs, spiritual awakenings, new paths are waiting, but they won't wait forever. Like the Israelites at the edge of the promised land, you're standing at a threshold. They hesitated, and it cost them 40 years. Don't hesitate. Step forward. Trust God's voice. The gates of heaven are opening, and your name is on them. Type 777 one last time in the comments. Declare you're ready. The clock is ticking, but your destiny is calling. You're not alone in this. God's hand is on you, guiding every step. The world might not see it yet, but they will. Your transformation will be a living testimony, a light that draws others to God's truth. Think of Mary, chosen to carry the Savior. She didn't look like much to the world, a young girl from a small town, but God saw her heart. He sees yours too. He knows your faith, your strength, your willingness to listen when He calls. That's why you're here, hearing this now. The time is short, but His power in you is limitless. Every step you take now is a step toward eternity. The choices you make, the faith you hold, the actions you take, they're building something that will outlast this moment. God's plan for you isn't just for today, it's for generations. Your breakthrough will ripple, touching lives you may never meet. Like Abraham, who believed God's promise despite his age, you're called to trust beyond what you see. The stars in your sky are waiting to shine, but you must act before the window closes. Will you? The Holy Spirit is stirring something in you right now. You can feel it, that spark of hope, that fire of purpose. It's not random, it's God. He's reminding you that you were born for this moment. The world can't hold you back. The enemy can't stop you. Time is running out, but God's promises are running toward you. Embrace them, step into them, let go of what's behind and grab what's ahead. Your life is about to change forever. Chosen one, are you ready? Chosen ones. The heavens are aligning, and God's voice is urging you to move before the sands of time slip away. You're standing at the edge of a divine shift, where the ordinary fades and the extraordinary takes root. This isn't just a season, it's a sacred moment when God is rewriting your story. The struggles you've carried, the weight of doubt, the chains of fear, they're breaking apart. God is clearing the path for you to step into a life of purpose, abundance, and unshakable peace. But you must listen now, act now, because the window is narrowing and your destiny waits for no one. Your heart knows the truth. You've sensed it in those quiet moments when the world falls silent and God's presence feels closer than your breath. You're not just another soul wandering through life. You're marked, chosen, set apart for a mission that only you can fulfill. Think of Jonah, running from God's call, swallowed by the depths. Yet even in rebellion, God pursued him. You can't outrun your purpose. The delays, the detours, the moments you thought you failed, they were all part of the plan, shaping you for what's coming. The clock is ticking, but God's mercy is relentless. Will you answer His call today? The world around you is shifting faster than you realize. Opportunities are rising, doors are unlocking, but they won't stay open forever. God is placing divine connections in your path. People who will lift you, resources that will sustain you, moments that will define you. Look at Elijah, alone in the wilderness, fed by ravens, sustained by God's hand when all seemed lost. Your provision is already on its way, but you must be ready to receive it. Don't let hesitation steal what faith can claim. Type 777 inches the comments. Now let the universe know you're prepared for the blessings God is sending. You've been through fire, chosen one. The scars you carry are not marks of defeat, but badges of victory. Every moment you thought you wouldn't survive, God was building your strength. Think of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, walking through the furnace untouched because God was with them. That's you right now, walking through trials that should have consumed you. Yet here you are, radiant, unbroken, alive. The enemy tried to dim your light, but God's power in you is too strong. Time is short, but your purpose is eternal. Step into it with boldness. The lies you've been told that you're not enough, that your dreams are too big, that your past defines you, those are fading in the light of God's truth. You're not bound by what others think or what circumstances say. God's chosen ones live by a higher law, a divine promise that overrides every limitation. Picture Nehemiah, rebuilding Jerusalem's walls while enemies mocked him. He didn't stop. He didn't doubt. He built because God told him to. You're building something too. A life, a legacy, a testimony. The clock is ticking, but every brick you lay now is eternal. This is your moment to rise above the noise. The world is loud, full of distractions, fears, voices telling you to slow down, to wait, to play it safe. But God's chosen ones don't play small. You're called to shine, to stand out, to walk paths others fear to tread. Think of Deborah, a judge and prophetess, leading with courage when the world expected her to shrink. Your courage is stirring now, isn't it? That fire in your chest, that certainty in your gut, it's God telling you the time is now. Don't let this moment pass. Hit that like button and subscribe to join thousands of chosen one souls claiming their divine calling. Your breakthrough isn't just about you. It's about the lives you'll touch, the chains you'll break, the hope you'll spark. God's plan for you is bigger than your own dreams. It's generational. Like Sarah, who laughed at God's promise of a child in her old age, you might doubt what's possible, but God doesn't lie. Your laughter will turn to awe when you see what He's about to do. The seeds you plant today through faith, through action, through trust, will grow into a harvest that feeds nations. Time is running out, but your impact is just beginning. The enemy sees your light and trembles. That's why the attacks have come, distractions, delays, moments of confusion. But God's power in you is greater. You're not fighting alone. The Holy Spirit is your shield, your guide, your strength. Think of Paul, shipwrecked, beaten, imprisoned, yet never silenced. His voice carried God's truth across the world because he trusted the one who called him. Your voice matters too. Your story, your faith, your refusal to give up. It's a weapon the enemy can't defeat. Step forward now, before the moment slips away. God is opening doors no one can shut. Financial freedom, restored relationships, renewed health. They're not just dreams, they're promises. But promises require faith to claim. Like the woman who touched Jesus' cloak, you must reach out, believing healing is yours. Your touch of faith will unlock miracles. The world might say it's impossible, but God says it's already done. The clock is ticking, but His power is limitless. Type 777 inches. The comments again declare, you're reaching for what God has promised. You're not here to blend in. You're here to stand out, to reflect God's glory in a world desperate for light. The struggles you faced weren't random, they were training. Every tear, every doubt, every moment you kept going, God was shaping you into a vessel for His power. Think of Gideon, a man hiding in fear, yet called a mighty warrior by God. You might feel small, but God sees greatness. The time to rise is now. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for clarity. Trust God and move. The heavens are watching, chosen one. Your faith is sending ripples through the spiritual realm. Every step you take in trust, every moment you choose God over fear, shifts the atmosphere. Like Joshua, who marched around Jericho's walls, you're walking in obedience, and walls are about to fall. The world can't see it yet, but the victory is already yours. Time is short, but God's plan is unfolding. Stay focused. Keep listening. The breakthrough is closer than you know. Your past doesn't own you. The mistakes, the pain, the moments you fell, they're not your story's end. God is the author, and He's writing a new chapter. Think of Peter, who denied Jesus 3 times, yet became the rock of the church. Your failures don't disqualify you. They prepare you. God's grace is bigger than your regrets. Let go of what was and embrace what is. The clock is ticking, but your future is wide open. God's favor is on you, chosen one. It's not about what you've done, but who you are in Him. The world might measure you by your bank account, your status, your past, but God measures you by your heart. Like David, anointed king while still a boy, you're chosen not for what you have, but for what God sees in you. His favor is opening doors, clearing paths, bringing blessings you didn't earn. Trust it, walk in it. The time to claim it is now. You're stepping into a season of overflow. Not just enough, but more than enough. God's provision isn't stingy, it's abundant. Picture the feeding of the 5,000. Jesus took a few loaves and fish and made them enough for a multitude. That's what He's doing with your life. Your small steps of faith, your moments of obedience, your trust in Him, they're multiplying. The world will see it, your family will feel it, your heart will know it. Time is running out, but God's abundance is running toward you. The enemy's lies are crumbling. You're not too old, too broken, too far gone. God's chosen ones are never finished. Like Lazarus, called out of the tomb after 4 days, you're being called to rise. The world thought you were done, but God says you're just beginning. Your resurrection is here. The grave can't hold you. The clock is ticking, but your comeback is eternal. Step into it, chosen one. The heavens are waiting. Chosen ones. The hourglass is draining, and God's call is echoing louder than ever. You're not just watching this, you're being summoned to a divine moment, a pivot point where your life aligns with eternity. The world may see you as ordinary, but God sees a spark, a flame, a force ready to ignite. The time to step into your calling is now, before the shadows of doubt or delay can steal your moment. You're on the cusp of something sacred, something unstoppable. Listen closely, because God is speaking directly to your soul. You've carried burdens that weren't yours to bear. Guilt, shame, the weight of others' expectations. They've pressed down on you, haven't they? But God is lifting them off. Think of the Samaritan woman at the well, her past heavy with mistakes, yet Jesus met her there, offering living water. That's what He's offering you now, freedom from what's held you back. Your story isn't defined by yesterday's choices, it's defined by today's faith. Let go of the old. The clock is ticking, but God's grace is pouring out. Will you receive it? The path ahead isn't always clear, but it's divinely ordered. You might feel like you're walking in the dark, unsure of the next step. But God sees the entire map. Like Abraham, told to leave his home for a land he didn't know, you're being called to trust beyond what you see. Each step you take in faith lights up the way. The world might call it risky, but God calls it destiny. Don't fear the unknown. Embrace it. Time is short, but God's guidance is sure. Your life is a canvas, and God is the artist. Every stroke, every joy, every pain has been intentional, creating a masterpiece only He could design. Think of Jeremiah, called before he was born, shaped by God for a purpose bigger than himself. You're being shaped too, molded for a mission that will leave a mark on the world. The doubts you've faced, the battles you've fought, they're part of the art. The clock is ticking, but every moment is adding color to your story. The enemy wants you to believe time has run out, that you've missed your chance. But God operates outside of time. He's the one who turned back the sun for Joshua, who gave Hannah a child when hope seemed gone. Your moment isn't over, it's now. The dreams you've buried, the hopes you've set aside, God is breathing life into them. Don't listen to the lies that say it's too late. Pick up your faith and move. The window is narrowing, but God's power is limitless. You're not just surviving, you're called to thrive. The world might offer scraps, but God offers a feast. Picture the prodigal son, returning home expecting judgment, only to find a celebration waiting. That's God's heart for you. He's not here to punish, but to restore. Your life is about to overflow with blessings you didn't see coming. Relationships mended, opportunities unlocked, peace that anchors your soul. Time is running out, but God's provision is rushing in. Your faith is a weapon, sharper than any sword. It cuts through fear, doubt, and every obstacle in your path. Like David's sling against Goliath, your trust in God is small but mighty. The world might see weakness, but God sees power. Every prayer you've whispered, every moment you've chosen to believe, that's ammunition. Use it. Stand firm. The clock is ticking, but your faith is rewriting the story. God's chosen ones don't blend in, they shine. You're not meant to hide, to shrink, to play small. Think of John the Baptist, a voice crying out in the wilderness, unafraid to stand alone. Your voice matters too. Your presence changes rooms, shifts atmospheres, inspires hearts. The world needs your light, and God is calling you to let it blaze. Don't dim it for anyone. The time is now. Shine before the moment passes. The heavens are moving on your behalf. Angels are dispatched, doors are swinging open, miracles are forming. Like Elisha, who saw chariots of fire when the world saw only enemies, you're surrounded by God's protection. You might not see it yet, but the spiritual realm is alive with activity for you. Trust that God is working behind the scenes. The clock is ticking, but His angels are swift. Your purpose is bigger than you. It's not just about your dreams, it's about the lives you'll lift, the hope you'll spread, the legacy you'll leave. Think of Rahab, who hid the spies and secured a future for her family. Your choices now will echo through generations. Every act of faith, every step of courage, it's planting seeds for a harvest you may never fully see. Time is short, but your impact is eternal. The world's chaos can't touch you. Storms may rage, but God's peace is your anchor. Like Jesus sleeping through the storm while His disciples panicked, you carry a calm that defies circumstances. That's not denial, it's divine assurance. You know who holds your future. The noise around you is loud, but God's whisper is stronger. Listen to it. Act on it. The clock is ticking, but His peace is yours. You're being positioned for greatness. Not the kind the world chases, fleeting fame or empty riches, but the kind that changes hearts, shifts destinies, reflects God's glory. Like Mary Magdalene, transformed from brokenness to a witness of the resurrection, you're being lifted to testify of God's power. Your story isn't over, it's just beginning. The time to step into your role is now. Before the window closes, God's promises are yes and amen. The financial breakthrough you've prayed for, the healing you've sought, the dreams you've held, they're not forgotten. Like the widow who gave her last coins, trusting God's provision, you're called to give your faith, knowing He'll multiply it. The world might say, hold back, but God says, pour out. Your trust will unlock miracles. Time is running out, but His promises stand forever. You're a light in the darkness, chosen one. The world is hungry for hope, and God has placed it in you. Think of Isaiah, speaking truth to a people lost in despair. Your words, your actions, your faith, they're a beacon. Don't underestimate the power of your presence. Someone's watching, waiting for the courage you carry. Shine now. The clock is ticking, but your light is unstoppable. Chosen ones, the ticking of time is a divine rhythm. and God is orchestrating your next step before the final note plays. You're not just moving through days, you're walking through a sacred doorway where every choice aligns you with eternity. The world may try to drown out his voice with noise, but you hear it, don't you? That call to rise, to claim what's been promised, to become who you were always meant to be. The hour is urgent, and God's plan is unfolding. Stay sharp, because this moment is yours to seize. You've been pruned for this season. The losses, the closed doors, the relationships that faded, they weren't punishment, they were preparation. Like a vine trimmed to bear more fruit, God has been cutting away what no longer serves you. Think of John, exiled on Patmos, yet receiving visions that would echo through centuries. Your isolation, your struggles, they're setting the stage for revelation. What felt like rejection was God redirecting you. The clock is ticking, but his pruning is perfect. Your faith is a seed, and God is watering it now. Every prayer, every moment you trusted him despite the odds, it's taking root. Picture the mustard seed, small but destined to become a mighty tree. Your belief, no matter how small it feels, is growing into something unshakable. The world might overlook it, but God sees its potential. Your breakthrough is sprouting, but you must tend it with trust. Time is short, but your harvest is near. The enemy's tactics are fading in the face of your resolve. Doubt, distraction, fear, they're losing their grip. Like Jesus facing Satan in the wilderness, you're standing firm, unmoved by empty promises or threats. God's truth in you is stronger than any lie. The world might try to pull you back, but you're anchored in something greater. Keep your eyes on him. The clock is ticking, but your victory is certain. You're being called to a higher perspective. The world sees problems, you see possibilities. Like Caleb, who saw a land of promise where others saw giants. You're wired to see what God sees. Your challenges aren't roadblocks, they're stepping stones. Shift your gaze, trust his vision. What looks impossible is the very ground where miracles will unfold. Time is running out, but God's plan is right on schedule. Your story is a testimony in motion. Every step you take, every act of faith, is writing a chapter that will inspire others. Think of Hannah, weeping for a child, yet her prayers birthed Samuel, a prophet who changed a nation. Your tears, your persistence, your trust, they're not in vain. They're building a legacy that will outlive you. The clock is ticking, but your story is eternal. God's favor is your shield. The world might throw obstacles, but his protection surrounds you. Like Daniel, who prayed despite the king's decree, you're untouchable when you stand in God's will. The lion's den couldn't harm him, and nothing can harm you when you're aligned with him. Trust his covering, walk boldly. The time is now, and his favor is yours. You're a vessel for God's glory, not because you're perfect, but because you're willing. Like Moses, who stuttered yet spoke for God, your weaknesses are where his strength shines. Don't hide your flaws, they're the cracks where his light pours through. The world needs your authenticity, your courage, your faith. Step into your role. The clock is ticking, but his power in you is limitless. The heavens are cheering you on. Your steps are watched. Your faith is celebrated. Like Paul and Silas, praising God in prison, your worship shifts the atmosphere. Chains broke when they sang, and your praise will break barriers too. Lift your voice. Trust his plan. The spiritual realm is moving with you. Time is short, but heaven's support is unending. Your purpose is a fire, burning brighter with every step. The world might try to douse it, but God is fanning the flames. Think of Jeremiah, called to speak when no one would listen. yet his words endured. Your calling might feel heavy, but it's alive with power. Don't shrink back. Let it blaze. The clock is ticking, but your fire is unquenchable. God is aligning divine connections for you. People who will see your vision, support your dreams, walk with you in faith. They're coming. Like Jonathan, who strengthened David in his darkest hour, God is sending allies to lift you higher. Be open. Trust his timing. The relationships forming now will carry you into your next season. Time is running out, but his network is forming. Your obedience is a key. Every time you say yes to God, you unlock another door. Like Noah, building an ark with no rain in sight, your faith in action opens the heavens. The world might call it foolish, but God calls it wisdom. Like, keep building, keep trusting. The floodgates are about to open. The clock is ticking, but your obedience is timeless. You're not defined by your circumstances. The world might see lack, but God sees abundance. Like the widow with a jar of oil, your little is enough in his hands. Trust him to multiply it. Your resources, your time, your energy, give them to God and watch them overflow. Time is short, but his provision is boundless. The enemy's voice is loud, but God's whisper is louder. Lies of failure, fear, and inadequacy, they're no match for his truth. Like Peter, stepping onto the water, you're called to focus on Jesus, not the waves. Keep your eyes on him. The storm can't sink you when he's your anchor. The clock is ticking, but his voice is clear. You're a light bearer, chosen one. Your presence alone shifts the darkness. Think of Esther, whose courage saved a nation from destruction. Your influence, no matter how small it seems, is powerful. Speak, act, shine. The world is watching, and God is working through you. Time is running out, but your light is unstoppable. Chosen ones, the hands of time are moving, and God's purpose for you is accelerating toward its peak. You're not just living, you're stepping into a divine rhythm where every heartbeat aligns with his plan. The world might pull you toward chaos, but God is pulling you toward clarity. This moment is a holy intersection where your past meets your future and your faith unlocks what's next. The urgency is real and God's voice is clear. Move now, trust now, rise now. You've been shaped by moments you didn't choose. Hardships, rejections, nights when sleep wouldn't come. Those weren't accidents. Like Job, who endured loss upon loss yet held fast to God, your trials have been a forge, crafting you into something resilient. Each wound has taught you strength. Each setback has taught you trust. The world sees scars, but God sees badges of honor. The clock is ticking, but your endurance is your testimony. Your dreams are not fantasies, they're blueprints. God planted them in your heart. Visions of a life filled with purpose, impact, abundance. Think of Joseph, dreaming of greatness while enslaved, his visions mocked yet destined to come true. Your dreams, no matter how big, are God's promises in disguise. Hold them tightly, water them with faith. The time to see them bloom is approaching, but you must believe now. The enemy's shadows are retreating. Every lie that tried to bind you, fear of failure, whispers of unworthiness, is losing power. Like Jesus, who silenced Satan with God's word, you carry authority to dismiss the darkness. Speak truth, stand firm. The enemy's voice grows weak when you align with God's. The clock is ticking, but your authority is unshakable. You're a bridge between heaven and earth. Your prayers, your actions, your faith, they connect the seen with the unseen. Like Elijah, whose prayers brought fire from heaven, Your words carry weight in the spiritual realm. Don't underestimate them. Speak life, declare victory. The heavens respond when you pray with boldness. Time is short, but your prayers are eternal. The world's limits don't apply to you. Society might say, you're too young, too old, too broken, but God says, you're His. Like Sarah, who bore a child when logic said, no, you're defying the impossible. Your potential isn't bound by circumstances, it's bound by God's promise. Step beyond the ordinary. Trust His plan. The clock is ticking, but His possibilities are endless. Your heart is a sanctuary where God's peace dwells. The chaos of the world can't touch it. Like the psalmist who found rest in God's presence amidst enemies, you carry a stillness that anchors you. Cultivate it, guard it. Let His peace guide your decisions, your steps, your dreams. The time is now, and His calm is your strength. You're being called to lead, chosen one, not with force, but with influence. Like Deborah, who inspired a nation with wisdom and courage, your presence moves others. Your faith sparks theirs. Your light guides them. Don't shy away from your role. Someone needs your example, your voice, your hope. The clock is ticking, but your leadership is timeless. God's provision is already in motion. The resources you need, the opportunities you seek, they're not distant. Like the ravens that fed Elijah, God's supply comes in ways you don't expect. Trust His methods. Stay open. What looks like lack is just a setup for His abundance. Time is running out, but His delivery is perfect. Your obedience shifts destinies. Every yes to God, every step in faith, rewrites what's possible. Think of Ruth, who followed Naomi into an unknown land, not knowing it would lead to a legacy tied to Christ. Your choices, now small or bold, are building something eternal. Don't hesitate. Act in faith. The clock is ticking, but your obedience is powerful. The world's noise can't drown out God's whisper. Distractions, doubts, the clamor of fear, they fade when you listen to Him. Like Samuel, hearing God's voice in the night, you're attuned to His call. Tune out the chaos. Lean into His voice. He's guiding you, step by step, to a future brighter than you can see. Time is short, but His guidance is clear. You're a vessel of hope, chosen one. Your life, your story, your faith, it's a lifeline for someone lost in darkness. Like Jonah, whose obedience saved Nineveh, your purpose reaches beyond you. Your breakthrough will inspire others. Your victory will light their path. Shine boldly. The clock is ticking, but your hope is contagious. God's timing is your ally. The delays you faced, the moments you waited, they weren't wasted. Like Esther, whose preparation led to a moment that saved her people, your waiting has been training. You're ready now. The stage is set. The door is open. Step through with confidence. Time is running out, but His timing is flawless. Your faith is a magnet, drawing God's blessings. Every moment you trust, every prayer you speak, it pulls miracles closer. Like the centurion whose faith amazed Jesus, your belief moves heaven. Don't waver. Keep trusting. The answers are coming faster than you think. The clock is ticking, but your faith is unstoppable. You're not here to fit in, you're here to transform. The world wants conformity, but God wants your uniqueness. Like David, dancing before the ark while others judged, your authenticity glorifies Him. Be yourself. Live boldly. Your difference is your power. Time is short, but your impact is eternal. Chosen ones, the pulse of eternity is beating, and God's plan is rushing toward you with unstoppable force. You're not just existing, you're standing at the threshold of a divine awakening, where every moment carries the weight of destiny. The world may try to chain you to its rhythm, but God is setting you free to move in His. The time to act, to believe, to rise is now, before the fleeting window of this moment closes. Listen, because His voice is calling you to something greater. You've walked through valleys others wouldn't dare. The loneliness, the battles, the moments you questioned everything. They've shaped you, not broken you. Like Daniel, facing lions with unwavering faith, you've stood firm when the world expected you to fall. Those trials weren't meant to crush you, they were meant to crown you. God has been preparing you for a purpose that shines brighter than your pain. The clock is ticking, but your strength is eternal. Your vision is a gift. Where others see obstacles, you see openings. Like Nehemiah, who saw a ruined wall and envisioned a restored city, you carry a divine imagination. Your dreams aren't just wishes, they're glimpses of what God has already prepared. Hold fast to them. Let them guide your steps. The world might call them impossible, but God calls them yours. Time is short, but your vision is boundless. The enemy's schemes are unraveling. Every trap set to ensnare you, fear, confusion, delay, is crumbling under the weight of God's truth. Like Paul, who shook off the viper's bite, you're untouched by the poison of doubt. The enemy thought they could stop you, but they forgot who walks with you. Stand tall. Speak boldly. The clock is ticking, but your authority is unshakable. You're a catalyst for change. Your presence alone shifts the atmosphere, sparking hope where despair once reigned. Think of Mary, who carried the Savior in her womb, her yes to God changing history. Your yes matters too. Every choice you make, every step you take in faith, it ripples, touching lives you may never see. Don't hold back. The time is now, and your influence is powerful. God's promises are your foundation. The world might shake, but His word stands firm. Like Abraham, who believed against all odds, you're called to trust what seems impossible. Your breakthrough, whether it's financial, emotional, or spiritual, is already written. Claim it. Walk toward it. The clock is ticking, but His promises are forever. Your heart is a beacon, radiating God's light. Even in your quiet moments, you're a testimony of His grace. Like Ruth, whose loyalty led to redemption, your faithfulness draws others closer to God. You don't need to shout to be heard, your life speaks. Keep walking in truth. The world is watching, and time is short, but your light is unstoppable. The heavens are aligning resources for you. What you need is already on its way: opportunities, connections, and provision. Like Elisha, who saw God's provision in a barren land, you're surrounded by abundance you can't yet see. Trust His supply. Stay expectant. The world might say wait, but God says receive. The clock is ticking, but His provision is perfect. You're not bound by the past. Regrets, failures, missed chances, they don't define you. Like Peter, who rose from denial to lead thousands, you're being lifted into a new chapter. God's mercy rewrites your story. Let go of yesterday's weight. Embrace today's promise. Time is running out, but your future is wide open. Your faith is a fire, burning through every barrier. The world might try to contain it, but God is fueling it. Like the burning bush that spoke to Moses, your life is a sign, untouched by destruction, alive with purpose. Don't quench it, let it blaze. The clock is ticking, but your fire is unquenchable. God is positioning you for impact, not just for your gain, but for His glory. Like Esther, whose courage turned a nation's fate, your actions will shift destinies. Your influence isn't small, it's eternal. Step into your role. Speak with boldness. The time is now, and your purpose is unstoppable. The enemy's lies are fading. You're not too weak, too late, or too broken. Like Lazarus, called from death to life, you're rising. The grave couldn't hold him, and nothing can hold you when God speaks your name. Trust his voice. Move forward. The clock is ticking, but your resurrection is here. Your worship is a weapon. Every moment you praise, every time you lift your heart to God, chains break. Like Paul and Silas, whose songs shook prison walls, your worship moves heaven and earth. Don't hold it in, let it rise. The world might be loud, but your praise is louder. Time is short, but your worship is eternal. God's plan is unfolding in layers. What you see now is just the beginning. Like Joseph, who rose from a pit to a palace, your journey is leading to places you can't yet imagine. Trust the process. Stay faithful. Every step is part of his design. The clock is ticking, but his plan is flawless. You're a vessel of healing. Your words, your presence, your faith, they mend what's broken. Like the woman who anointed Jesus' feet, your love leaves a mark. Don't underestimate your touch. Someone needs your compassion, your hope, your light. Shine now. The time is urgent, but your healing is powerful. Chosen ones, the sands of time are slipping, and God's call is a clarion sounding through the chaos. You're not just passing through this moment, you're standing on holy ground, where divine purpose meets human faith. The world may try to pull you back, but God is pushing you forward, urging you to seize what he's prepared. The urgency is palpable, the stakes eternal. This is your hour to align with his plan, to rise into the fullness of your calling before the door narrows. You've carried dreams others couldn't see, visions of a life bigger than your circumstances, hopes that refuse to die. Like Jacob, wrestling through the night for a blessing, you've held on through struggle. That persistence wasn't in vain, it was God shaping your tenacity. The world might call your dreams foolish, but he calls them prophetic. Cling to them, act on them. The clock is ticking, but your dreams are his promises unfolding. The enemy's grip is weakening. Every scheme to derail you, confusion, rejection, fear, is unraveling in God's light. Like David, who faced Saul's spear with unwavering trust, you're untouchable when you stand in faith. The lies that once held you are losing power. Step out of their shadow, claim your place. Time is short, but your victory is assured. You're a living testament, chosen one. Your life, with all its highs and lows, is proof of God's faithfulness. Think of Mary Magdalene, transformed from outcast to apostle. Her story, a beacon of redemption. Your journey, every tear, every triumph, is a message to the world that God restores. Keep walking, keep trusting. The clock is ticking, but your testimony is timeless. God's provision is weaving through your life. The resources you need, the doors you seek, they're aligning now. Like the Israelites, fed manna in the desert, you're sustained by his hand. What looks like scarcity is just a stage for his abundance. Stay expectant. Trust his supply. The time is now, and his provision is perfect. Your courage is a spark that ignites others. The way you stand, the way you believe, it's a fire that spreads. Like Joshua, leading a nation across the Jordan, your boldness inspires those around you. Don't shrink back. Your faith is contagious. Your strength, a catalyst. The clock is ticking, but your courage is eternal. The world's boundaries don't define you. Society might set limits, but God sets you free. Like Hannah, who prayed through barrenness to birth a prophet. You're breaking through what holds you back. Your potential is not confined by circumstance, it's unleashed by faith. Step beyond the ordinary. The time is short, but His freedom is yours. Your prayers are shifting the heavens. Every cry, every whisper, every plea, they reach God's ears. Like Daniel, whose prayers shut lions' mouths, your words carry power. Don't stop praying. Don't stop believing. The spiritual realm is moving with you. The clock is ticking, but your prayers are unstoppable. You're a light in the storm, chosen one. When chaos rages, your faith anchors you. Like Noah, building through ridicule, you're steady in God's truth. The world might mock, but He sees your obedience. Keep building. Keep trusting. Your ark will float when the floods come. Time is running out, but your foundation is solid. God's plan is your compass. The world might confuse you, but His direction is clear. Like Philip, led to the Ethiopian in the desert, you're guided to divine appointments. Trust the nudge. Follow His lead. The people, places, and moments He's prepared are waiting. The clock is ticking, but His guidance is certain. Your heart is a reservoir of hope. Even in your darkest moments, it overflows with faith. Like Job, who prays through loss, you carry a joy the world can't take. Guard that hope. Let it shine. Someone needs the light you carry. Time is short, but your hope is boundless. The enemy's plans are no match for God's power. Every attack, every obstacle, it's crumbling before Him. Like Gideon, who won with a small army, you don't need numbers to triumph. God's strength in you is enough. Stand firm. Fight with faith. The clock is ticking, but your victory is secure. You're a vessel of God's glory. Not because you're flawless, but because you're His. Like Moses, glowing after meeting God, your life reflects His presence. Don't hide it. Let it shine. The world needs your radiance, your truth, your faith. The time is now, and your glory is undeniable. God's timing is unfolding layers of purpose. What you see today is just the start. Like Esther, whose steps led to a nation's salvation, your journey is building toward something greater. Trust the process. Stay faithful. Every moment is part of His masterpiece. The clock is ticking, but His design is perfect. You're a warrior of light, chosen one. Your faith cuts through darkness like a blade. Like Deborah, who led with wisdom and strength, your presence commands change. Don't doubt your power. Step into your role. The world is shifting, and you're at the forefront. Time is running out, but your light is unstoppable. Chosen ones, the current of time is surging, and God's purpose is pulling you into a divine flow. You're not just moving through moments, you're being carried toward a destiny written in the stars. The world may try to anchor you in doubt, but God is lifting you toward faith. This is your hour to step into the stream of His plan, to trust His current before it shifts. The call is urgent, and His voice is clear. Now is the time to rise. You've endured seasons of silence, times when God seemed distant, when answers didn't come. Like Elijah, alone in the cave, waiting for God's whisper, you've learned to listen through the quiet. That silence wasn't absence, it was preparation. God was teaching you to hear His voice above the noise. The world might call it emptiness, but He calls it training. The clock is ticking, but your ears are tuned to eternity. Your steps are ordained. Every choice, every move, it's guided by a hand you can't see. Think of Ruth, gleaning in a field she didn't choose, yet led to her redemption. Your path, even when it feels random, is part of God's design. Trust the journey. Follow the nudge. The moments you're in now are leading to miracles. Time is short, but his direction is perfect. The enemy's chains are breaking. Every lie that tried to bind you, fear of rejection, whispers of failure, is shattering. Like Paul, freed from prison by an earthquake, you're being released from what held you back. The enemy thought they could trap you, but God's power is stronger. Step out of the cell. Claim your freedom. The clock is ticking, but your liberation is here. You're a spark of divine fire. Your faith, your passion, your trust, they ignite change. Like Jeremiah, whose words burned despite opposition, your life carries a flame the world can't extinguish. Don't hide it. Let it blaze. Your fire will warm hearts, light paths, inspire souls. The time is now, and your spark is unstoppable. God's provision is a river flowing toward you. The resources you need, the opportunities you seek, they're not far off. Like the widow whose oil never ran dry, your supply is endless in his hands. Trust his abundance. Stay open. What feels like lack is just a canvas for his miracles. The clock is ticking, but his river is boundless. Your voice is a weapon. Every word you speak in faith, every truth you declare, it shifts the spiritual realm. Like David, whose psalms defeated despair, your words carry power. Speak life, proclaim victory. The heavens move when you open your mouth. Time is short, but your voice is eternal. The world's expectations can't contain you. Society might try to box you in, but God has set you free. Like John the Baptist, living wild and free for God's purpose, you're not bound by norms. Your uniqueness is your strength. Embrace it. Live boldly. The clock is ticking, but your freedom is limitless. You're a bridge to hope, chosen one. Your life connects the broken to God's healing. Like the Good Samaritan who stopped to help a stranger, your compassion changes lives. Don't overlook the small acts. Your kindness, your faith, your presence, they heal wounds you may never see. The time is now, and your hope is powerful. God's plan is a tapestry, weaving your story into something eternal. Every thread, every joy, every pain is intentional. Like Joseph's coat, torn yet leading to a throne, your life is a masterpiece in progress. Trust the weaver, stay faithful. The clock is ticking, but his design is flawless. The enemy's distractions are fading, the noise, the chaos, the lies, they're losing their hold. Like Jesus, who walked through crowds untouched, you're moving past what tries to stop you. Keep your focus. Trust his path. The world might be loud, but God's truth is louder. Time is short, but your clarity is unshakable. You're a vessel of God's peace. In a world of turmoil, you carry calm. Like Daniel, praying through chaos, your faith anchors you. Let his peace guide your heart, your choices, your steps. It's not denial, it's divine strength. The clock is ticking, but his peace is your fortress. Your purpose is a melody, resonating through the ages. Every act of faith, every moment of trust, it's a note in God's symphony. Like Miriam singing after the Red Sea parted, your life is a song of victory. Don't silence it, let it ring. The world needs your music. Time is running out, but your melody is eternal. God's favor is your shield. The attacks you've faced, the obstacles thrown your way, they can't touch you. Like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, walking through fire unharmed, you're protected by his hand. Trust his covering, walk boldly. The clock is ticking, but his favor is unbreakable. You're a light in the wilderness, chosen one. Your faith guides others through the dark. Like Moses, lifting the staff to part the sea, your trust leads to miracles. Don't doubt your influence. Someone needs your courage. your hope, your light. Shine now. The time is urgent, but your light is unstoppable. Chosen ones, the clock is racing, and God's purpose is surging through you like a mighty wind. You're not just standing in time, you're standing in a divine moment where eternity touches the now. The world may try to tether you to its doubts, but God is calling you to soar. This is your hour to embrace His plan, to move with urgency before the tide shifts. His voice is clear, His power alive in you. Step forward, because destiny is waiting. You've walked through seasons of sacrifice, things you let go, dreams you set aside, moments you gave up for others. They weren't losses. Like Abraham, offering Isaac yet receiving him back, your sacrifices have been seeds. God has seen everyone, and He's preparing a harvest. The world might see surrender, but He sees faith. The clock is ticking, but your offerings are eternal. Your heart is a compass, guiding you through the unknown. When the path feels unclear, God's truth points the way. Think of the Magi, following a star to find the Savior, trusting a light they didn't fully understand. Your instincts, your faith, they're leading you to divine encounters. Trust them, move forward. The time is short, but His guidance is unerring. The enemy's illusions are dissolving. Every trick to confuse you, fear, comparison, despair, is fading in God's light. Like Peter, stepping onto the water despite the storm, you're rising above the chaos. The enemy thought they could sink you, but God's hand holds you up. Keep walking, stay focused. The clock is ticking, but your faith is unshakable. You're a beacon of truth, chosen one. Your life speaks when words fail. Like Nathanael, whose honesty moved Jesus, your authenticity draws others to God. You don't need to preach your actions. Your faith, your presence proclaim His power. Live boldly, shine brightly. The time is now, and your truth is unstoppable. God's provision is a fountain overflowing for you. The blessings you need, the doors you seek, they're opening now. Like Hagar, finding a well in the desert, you're sustained by His unexpected grace. What seems like scarcity is just a setup for His abundance. Stay open, trust His flow. The clock is ticking, but His fountain is endless. Your resilience is a testimony. Every time you've risen from defeat, every moment you've chosen faith over fear, it's a story of God's power. Like Job, who stood firm through loss, your endurance inspires others. Your life proves that God restores. Keep standing, keep believing. The clock is ticking, but your testimony is timeless. The world's chains can't hold you. Society might try to limit you, but God has set you free. Like Paul, preaching from prison, you're unbound by circumstances. Your purpose transcends walls, doubts, fears. Live freely, act boldly. The time is short, but His freedom is yours. You're a spark of divine change. Your faith, your courage, it ignites transformation. Like Esther, whose boldness saved a nation, your actions ripple beyond you. Don't underestimate your influence. Someone needs your strength, your hope, your light. Step into your role. The clock is ticking, but your impact is eternal. God's plan is a mosaic, piecing together every moment of your life, every joy, every sorrow. It's part of His design. Like Joseph, whose hardships led to a throne, your struggles are shaping your greatness. Trust the artist, stay faithful. The clock is ticking, but his mosaic is flawless. The enemy's noise is fading. Distractions, lies, chaos, they're no match for God's voice. Like Samuel, hearing God in the night, you're attuned to His call. Tune out the clamor, listen to His whisper. He's guiding you to a future brighter than you can see. Time is short, but His voice is clear. You're a vessel of joy, chosen one. Even in trials, you carry a lightness the world can't steal. Like David, dancing before the Lord, your worship defies circumstances. Let it flow, let it lift you. Your joy will draw others to God's goodness. The clock is ticking, but your joy is boundless. God's favor is your armor. The attacks you've faced, the obstacles in your path, they can't pierce His protection. Like Daniel in the lion's den, you're shielded by His hand. Trust His covering. Walk confidently. The time is now, and His favor is unbreakable. Your purpose is a river, carrying you to new horizons. Every step of faith, every act of trust, it's moving you forward. Like the Israelites crossing the Jordan, you're entering a promised land. Don't look back. Keep moving. The clock is ticking, but your journey is unstoppable. You're a light in the chaos, chosen one. Your faith steadies those around you. Like Moses, leading through the wilderness, your trust in God guides others to hope. Don't doubt your role. Someone needs your courage, your clarity, your light. Shine now. The time is urgent, but your light is undimmed. Chosen ones, the rhythm of time is quickening, and God's voice is a flame igniting your soul. You're not just living through days, you're standing in a divine current where every second pulses with purpose. The world may try to dim your fire, but God is fanning it, calling you to step into His plan before the moment fades. This is your time to move, to trust, to rise with unwavering faith. Listen now, because His call is alive in you. You faced moments of doubt that felt like deserts, times when hope seemed distant, when answers hid in the haze. Like Hagar, wandering with her son, you've been led to springs of life in barren places. Those dry seasons weren't punishment, they were refining your trust. God was teaching you to see His provision where others see lack. The clock is ticking, but your faith is blooming. Your choices are seeds of eternity. Every decision to trust, to act, to believe, it's planting something that will outlast you. Think of Abraham, who obeyed God's call to a new land, not knowing the outcome. Your steps, even the small ones, are building a legacy. Choose boldly, act faithfully. The time is short, but your choices are forever. The enemy's traps are crumbling. Every snare, fear, rejection, confusion is breaking apart in God's presence. Like Jesus, who walked past those who sought to stone Him, you're untouched by their schemes. The enemy thought they could stop you, but God's power in you is greater. Step forward, claim your ground. The clock is ticking, but your victory is secure. You're a vessel of divine clarity. In a world clouded by chaos, your faith cuts through like a beacon. Like Philip, who explained the scriptures to the Ethiopian, your understanding lights the way for others. Don't hide your wisdom, share it. Your insight will guide someone lost. The time is now, and your clarity is unstoppable. God's provision is a wind at your back. The resources you need, the paths you seek, they're being opened now. Like the Israelites, who crossed the Red Sea on dry ground, you're walking through impossible places by His hand. Trust His timing. Stay ready. What looks like a barrier is just His setup for a miracle. The clock is ticking, but His wind is relentless. Your courage is a lighthouse. In the storms of life, it stands firm, guiding others to safety. Like Deborah, who led with boldness when fear gripped others, your strength inspires. Don't dim your light, let it shine. Someone needs your bravery, your faith, your hope. The clock is ticking, but your courage is timeless. The world's rules don't bind you. Society might try to shape you, but God has carved you for his purpose. Like John baptizing in the wilderness, you're free from their constraints. Your uniqueness is your power. Live it, breathe it. The time is short, but his freedom in you is boundless. You're a channel of God's love. Your heart, your actions, your faith, they pour out his grace. Like the woman who anointed Jesus, your love leaves a mark that lingers. Don't hold back, let it flow. Your kindness will touch lives you'll never know. The clock is ticking, but your love is eternal. God's plan is a flame, refining you for greatness. Every trial, every triumph, it's shaping you into his masterpiece. Like Daniel, who emerged from the fire with a testimony, your life is a story of God's power. Trust the refining. Stay faithful. The clock is ticking, but his work in you is perfect. The enemy's shadows are shrinking. Their lies, doubt, fear, unworthiness are fading in God's light. Like Peter, who walked on water until he looked away, you're called to keep your eyes on Jesus. The distractions can't hold you when he's your focus. Step boldly. The clock is ticking, but your faith is unshakable. You're a spark of divine change, chosen one. Your presence shifts the air, bringing hope where despair once stood. Like Esther, whose courage turned a nation's fate, your actions ripple. Don't doubt your influence. Act with faith. Someone needs your light, your strength, your truth. The time is now, and your spark is unstoppable. God's favor is your foundation. The challenges you've faced, the battles you've fought, they can't shake what he's built. Like Nehemiah, rebuilding against opposition, you're standing on his promises. Trust his strength. Keep building. The clock is ticking, but his favor is unbreakable. Your worship is a key, unlocking heaven's power. Every prayer, every song, every moment of praise, it opens doors. Like Paul and Silas, whose worship broke prison chains, your faith moves mountains. Lift your voice. Trust his power. The world might be heavy, but your worship is stronger. Time is short, but your praise is eternal. You're a light in the night, chosen one. Your faith glows when darkness falls. Like Moses, whose face shone after meeting God, your life reflects his glory. Don't hide it, let it radiate. The world needs your light, your hope, your truth. The clock is ticking, but your radiance is unstoppable. Chosen ones, the hour is pressing forward, and God's call is a thunder rolling through your soul. You're not just walking through time, you're standing at the edge of a divine unveiling, where his purpose breaks through the ordinary. The world may try to bind you with fear, but God is breaking those chains, urging you to rise before the moment slips away. His voice is alive, his power surging. Move now, because your destiny is calling with urgency. You've carried burdens that tested your strength, moments of loss, betrayal, or struggle. They weighed heavy, didn't they? Like Job, who faced unimaginable grief yet clung to faith, you've been refined by what you've endured. Those burdens weren't meant to crush you. They were building your resilience. God saw every tear, every step you took in trust. The clock is ticking, but your strength is a testament to his grace. Your dreams are a map drawn by God's hand. They're not fleeting thoughts, but divine directions leading to your purpose. Think of Joseph, whose visions in youth guided him through slavery to a throne. Your aspirations, even those you've doubted, are God's whispers of what's to come. Hold them close. Act on them. The time is short, but your dreams are eternal. The enemy's whispers are losing their sting. Lies of inadequacy, fear, or failure, they're fading in the light of God's truth. Like David, who faced Goliath with a sling and faith, you're stronger than the threats against you. The enemy thought they could silence you, but God's voice in you is louder. Stand firm. Speak boldly. The clock is ticking, but your power is unshakable. You're a vessel of divine hope, chosen one. Your faith lights up the darkest corners, offering life where despair lingers. Like Ruth, whose loyalty brought redemption, your presence brings healing. Your actions, your trust, your love, they shift lives. Don't hold back. Shine brightly. The time is now, and your hope is unstoppable. God's provision is a tide rising to meet you. The opportunities, the resources, the breakthroughs they're flowing in, like Elisha, who saw abundance in a widow's jar. You're surrounded by his supply. What looks like lack is just his canvas for miracles. Trust the tide. Stay expectant. The clock is ticking, but his provision is boundless. Your courage is a cornerstone. In a world that wavers, your faith stands firm, building something lasting, like Nehemiah, who rebuilt walls under threat. Your resolve creates change. Don't waver. Keep building. Your strength inspires others to rise. The clock is ticking, but your courage is timeless. The world's limits can't contain your spirit. Society may try to define you, but God has set you apart. Like John the Baptist, living for a higher call, you're free from their molds. Your uniqueness is your strength. Embrace it. Live it. The time is short, but his freedom in you is limitless. You're a channel of God's peace, chosen one. Amid chaos, you carry calm that defies the storm. Like Jesus, stilling the waves with a word, your faith brings serenity. Let it flow. Let it guide you. Your peace will steady those around you. The clock is ticking, but your tranquility is eternal. God's plan is a symphony. Each note of your life played with purpose. Every trial, every joy, it's part of his composition. Like David's Psalms, born from pain and praise, your story sings of his faithfulness. Trust the composer. Stay in tune. The clock is ticking, but his symphony is perfect. The enemy's schemes are unraveling. Every trap, doubt, distraction, fear is falling apart. Like Daniel, who walked through fire unharmed, you're protected by God's hand. The enemy thought they could break you, but his power holds you up. Step forward, trust his shield. The clock is ticking, but your protection is secure. You're a spark of divine transformation. Your faith, your actions, they ignite change in others. Like Esther, whose courage shifted a nation's fate, your influence ripples. Don't doubt your power. Act boldly. Someone needs your light, your strength, your faith. The time is now, and your spark is unstoppable. God's favor is your anchor. The storms you've faced, the battles you've fought, they can't shake his hold on you. Like Paul preaching through chains, you're unstoppable in his purpose. Trust his grip. Keep moving. The clock is ticking, but his favor is unwavering. Your worship is a flame burning through darkness. Every prayer, every song, every moment of praise, it shifts the heavens. Like Miriam, dancing after deliverance, your worship moves mountains. Lift your voice. Trust his power. The world might be heavy, but your praise is stronger. Time is short, but your worship is eternal. You're a light in the shadows, chosen one. Your faith glows where others falter. Like Moses, leading through the wilderness, your trust guides others to hope. Don't dim your light. Let it shine. The world needs your courage, your clarity, your truth. The clock is ticking, but your radiance is unstoppable. Chosen ones, the pulse of eternity is accelerating, and God's voice is a beacon cutting through the haze. You're not just moving through time, you're standing at a divine crossroads where faith meets destiny. The world may try to cloud your vision, but God is sharpening your focus, calling you to act before the moment passes. His purpose is alive in you, His power surging. Step now, because the path to your calling is open. You've walked through seasons of waiting, moments when progress seemed stalled, when answers felt out of reach. Like Simeon, who waited years to see the Messiah, your patience has been a testament of trust. That waiting wasn't wasted. It was God aligning the stars for your breakthrough. The world might call it delay, but He calls it preparation. The clock is ticking, but your faith is ready to shine. Your heart is a sanctuary of divine promises. Every hope you've held, every prayer you've whispered, it's stored in God's hands. Think of Hannah, whose cries for a child became a prophet's birth. Your desires, even those you've buried, are seeds God is nurturing. Trust them, speak them. The time is short, but His promises are eternal. The enemy's shadows are retreating. Every lie, fear of failure, whispers of doubt is fading in God's light. Like Gideon, who faced an army with a remnant, you're stronger than the odds against you. The enemy thought they could overwhelm you, but God's strength in you is greater. Stand tall, move forward. The clock is ticking, but your victory is certain. You're a vessel of divine truth, chosen one. Your life speaks when words fall short. Like Nathanael, whose sincerity moved Jesus, your authenticity draws others to God. You don't need to shout your faith. Your actions, your presence proclaim His power. Live boldly, shine brightly. The time is now, and your truth is unstoppable. God's provision is a current carrying you to abundance. The doors you seek, the resources you need, they're flowing toward you. Like the Israelites who found water in the desert, you're sustained by His unexpected grace. What looks like scarcity is just His stage for miracles. Trust the flow. Stay open. The clock is ticking, but His current is relentless. Your resilience is a beacon. Every time you've risen from defeat, every moment you've chosen faith, it lights the way for others. Like Job, who praised through loss, your endurance inspires. Your life proves God restores. Keep standing, keep believing. The clock is ticking, but your resilience is timeless. The world's boxes can't hold you. Society might try to define you, but God has set you free. Like John, preaching in the wilderness, you're unbound by their limits. Your uniqueness is your power. Embrace it, live it. The time is short, but His freedom in you is limitless. You're a channel of God's hope. Your faith, your compassion, they lift those around you. Like the Good Samaritan, who stopped for a stranger, your kindness changes lives. Don't overlook your impact. Your love, your trust, your presence, they heal wounds. The clock is ticking, but your hope is eternal. God's plan is a masterpiece, weaving every moment of your life, every joy, every pain. It's part of His design. Like Joseph, whose trials led to triumph, your story is a work of art. Trust the artist. Stay faithful. The clock is ticking, but his masterpiece is flawless. The enemy's noise is fading. Distractions, lies, chaos, they're no match for God's voice. Like Samuel, hearing God in the quiet, you're attuned to His call. Tune out the clamor. Listen to His whisper. He's guiding you to a future brighter than you can see. Time is short, but His voice is clear. You're a spark of divine joy, chosen one. Even in trials, you carry a lightness that defies the dark. Like David, dancing before the Lord, your worship lifts spirits. Let it flow. Let it shine. Your joy will draw others to God's goodness. The clock is ticking, but your joy is boundless. God's favor is your shield. The attacks you've faced, the obstacles in your path, they can't touch his protection. Like Daniel, unharmed in the lion's den, you're covered by his hand. Trust his covering, walk confidently. The time is now, and his favor is unbreakable. Your purpose is a melody, resonating through eternity. Every act of faith, every step of trust, it's a note in God's song. Like Miriam, singing after deliverance, your life is a hymn of victory. Don't silence it, let it ring. The world needs your music. Time is short, but your melody is eternal. You're a light in the storm, chosen one. Your faith steadies those who falter. Like Moses, leading through the wilderness, your trust guides others to hope. Don't doubt your role. Someone needs your courage, your clarity, your light. Shine now. The clock is ticking, but your radiance is unstoppable. Chosen ones, the tide of time is surging, and God's call is a fire blazing through your spirit. You're not just passing through moments, you're standing in a divine furnace where faith is forged into destiny. The world may try to douse your flame, but God is stoking it, urging you to move before the spark fades. His purpose is alive, his power burning in you. Act now, because the hour of your rising is here. You've faced seasons of surrender, times when you let go of control, of plans, of what you thought defined you. Like Abraham, who left his homeland for a promise, your release wasn't weakness, it was trust. God has seen every moment you chose faith over certainty. The world might call it loss, but he calls it preparation. The clock is ticking, but your surrender is eternal. Your vision is a lantern, guiding you through the dark. When the path feels uncertain, God's light shows the way. Think of the shepherds, led by a star to the Savior, trusting a sign they couldn't explain. Your dreams, your instincts, they're God's whispers, pointing to your purpose. Follow them. Step boldly. The time is short, but his light is unerring. The enemy's lies are crumbling. Every whisper of doubt, every shadow of fear, it's fading in God's truth. Like Jesus, who rebuked Satan's temptations, you're stronger than the deceit around you. The enemy thought they could sway you, but God's word in you is firm. Speak it. Stand in it. The clock is ticking, but your truth is unshakable. You're a vessel of divine strength, chosen one. Your resilience lifts those who falter. Like Deborah, whose courage rallied a nation, your fortitude inspires. You don't need to shout your life. Your faith, your endurance speak louder. Live boldly. Stand tall. The time is now, and your strength is unstoppable. God's provision is a stream flowing to meet your needs. The opportunities, the resources, the breakthroughs, they're rushing toward you. Like Hagar, who found a well in the wilderness, you're sustained by his grace. What seems scarce is just his canvas for abundance. Trust the stream. Stay open. The clock is ticking, but his provision is endless. Your faith is a cornerstone, building something eternal. Every moment you trust, every step you take, it's laying a foundation. Like Nehemiah, who rebuilt against all odds, your persistence creates lasting change. Don't waver. Keep building. Your life inspires others to rise. The clock is ticking, but your foundation is timeless. The world's chains can't bind your spirit. Society might try to limit you, but God has set you free. Like John, preaching truth in the desert, you're unbound by their rules. Your uniqueness is your power. Embrace it. Live it fully. The time is short, but his freedom in you is limitless. You're a channel of God's compassion, chosen one. Your heart, your actions, They heal where pain lingers, like the Samaritan woman whose encounter with Jesus transformed her life. Your love changes others. Don't hold back. Let it pour out. Your kindness touches souls you'll never know. The clock is ticking, but your compassion is eternal. God's plan is a tapestry, weaving your life into His eternal design. Every joy, every struggle, it's a thread in His hands. Like Joseph, whose pain led to purpose, your story is a work of art. Trust the weaver, stay faithful. The clock is ticking, but his tapestry is flawless. The enemy's distractions are fading. Chaos, lies, noise, they're no match for God's clarity. Like Samuel, who heard God's voice in the silence, you're attuned to His call. Tune out the clamor. Listen to His whisper. He's guiding you to a future brighter than you can imagine. Time is short, but His voice is clear. You're a spark of divine joy, chosen one. Even in darkness, you carry a light that shines. Like David, praising through trials, your worship lifts hearts. Let it flow, let it radiate. Your joy draws others to God's goodness. The clock is ticking, but your joy is boundless. God's favor is your shield. The battles you've faced, the obstacles in your path, they can't pierce His protection. Like Daniel, unharmed in the fire, you're covered by His hand. Trust His covering. Walk confidently. The time is now, and His favor is unbreakable. Your purpose is a song, echoing through eternity. Every act of faith, every moment of trust, it's a note in God's melody. Like Miriam, dancing after victory, your life sings of His power. Don't silence it. Let it soar. The world needs your song. Time is short, but your melody is eternal. You're a light in the chaos, chosen one. Your faith steadies those who stumble. Like Moses, leading through the desert, your trust guides others to hope. Don't doubt your role. Someone needs your courage, your clarity, your light. Shine now. The clock is ticking, but your radiance is unstoppable.